So anybody who says anything else isn't telling the truth. And me and my family, we're all about telling the truth, even if it hurts or pride or you know. So we all put everything out on the table. My dad is still a person, still a human. That's why we show him in his humanity. He doesn't deal with his mom like he deals with his homeboys or his dad or his little sister. You know, he still loves his family. Even though they don't agree with what he did, they understood. It was for a reason. He's not just looking out for himself, he's trying to take care of the whole family. So that's why I hope people can understand from season 2, read between the lines and take the soul from it in the little family household that they grew up in, and that they just had to take what resources they had in front of them and incorporate in their life. They didn't have any other choice but to go to school.
You can look at my paperwork, man. My paperwork, if I was ratting it'd be on CNN. You know what I mean?
BMF Immortal, and it's cool. Like sometimes we switch perspectives, so it's from a law enforcement perspective.
Oh wow!
Instead of it being from the, you know, the actual hustler side, of the aspirational side.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
They ain't telling nobody. Because if you're telling, you can't even look forward to going home.
Okay, so 50 Cent blasted Lil Meech and posted video footage and evidence of him allegedly snitching on his security. The security, who ended up taking the fall for everything, said that he was asleep when Lil Meech threw everything in his lap.
Sir, my ID's in my bag.
In the bag?
Yes, I'm a minor, sir. I have security guards. They left that in my bag, sir. I did not pack my bag.
We can get that all straightened out.
50 Cent just got a text warning from Big Meech to stop talking about his son or face the repercussions. All of this began when 50 leaked some outrageous video purporting to show Lil Meech betraying a former friend and allowing him to be held accountable. Now supporting 50, the same friend says he was imprisoned due to Lil Meech. 50 has been making fun of Big Meech and Lil Meech for months, as most of you are aware. However, it appears that Big Meech is done being kind. If 50 continues, this may quickly escalate into something significant. The intensity and veritable illegality of this spectacle are increasing.
It's not legal. Huh? It's not legal. What is it? It's not legal. It's not legal what?
Now, let's examine this unbelievable body cam film that 50 Cent recently made public. It purports to show Lil Meech spying on his friend while having a regular traffic stop. The video shows his friend being detained, and to make matters worse, the guy says Meech made fun of him in order to protect himself. Based on the video, it appears like Meech wasted little time assigning responsibility after the cops arrived. The entire situation has gone viral and is creating a lot of online turmoil. As you now know, 50 is not going to overlook this one, as evidenced by the leak.
Oh. Good, man. Hey,
Meech is seen sitting in the back of a police squad car in the footage, and both he and his friend are already in custody. The question, did you find the other stuff? That Meech casually poses to one of the cops changes the course of events. Following the police officer's statement that they discovered a gun in the vehicle but that it was not prohibited, this occurs. And that's where it gets crazy. Meech's query obviously sparked suspicion, which is what led the authorities to search the car again. Perhaps his acquaintance was caught up by that one line.
It's not legal. Huh? It's not legal. What is it? It's not legal. It's not legal what? To have a firearm. I'm talking about the other stuff. Huh? Talking about the other guy? Yeah. That's illegal.
And this is the point at which things get even worse. The friend who was ultimately sentenced, a man named 3 Luck, took to Instagram to share everything. Together with the same body cam clip, he shared a number of old photos of him and Lil Meech having fun. 3 Luck claims that Meech completely betrayed him and accused him of being responsible for the vehicle's narcotics and firearms. He wasn't shy with the caption, "Why do I have to go to Fed time?" He said, "I'm sick of this kind of phony shit." Lil Meech pulled some hoe shit, but he was meant to be real. He went so far as to disparage Big Meech, claiming that he had raised the lame and that Meech had forced him to take the fall while he was actually unconscious in the cab. Even worse, he claimed Meech eventually acknowledged it and promised to reimburse him, but the harm was still done. 3 Luck's belief in Lil Meech cost him money. a business, and now years of time with his child. He criticized 50 Cent's loyalty as well, claiming that he was supporting someone who abandoned him while suicidal. How is Lil Meech doing? He's not said anything. But who wasn't? You know, it's 50 Cent. He went directly to Instagram and began blazing. In a first insulting post, he shared a screen grab from Michael Rainey JRB's site and wrote, "I'm proud of you, Michael. Take a look at your page. When you don't waste your money on drugs and chrome hearts, that's what occurs. Yo, how are you going to toss your strap and work on your man's lap while he is asleep?" He said after reposting 3Luck's clip and screenshots from the body cam, as if to say, "Here you go, family," and 50 was not finished yet. Once more making fun of Meech, he shared a picture from BM with the comment, "Pop panicked after being caught at the airport with a gun." On tape, he is now telling his friends, "That bit about the airport?" Meech's bag had an unloaded firearm, which the TSA discovered. Even without a license, he attempted to explain that at age 23, he was not legally an adult. This is becoming a complete catastrophe for Lil Meech, and 50 Cent is making sure that everyone is aware of it.
I know, but unfortunately, there's certain procedures we have to follow anytime something comes in that's prohibited, correct?
Right. So listen,
You
sir.
understand that, correct?
Can you please give
Do
me
you have your ID on you?
Sir, my ID's in my bag.
In the bag?
Yes, sir, listen, I'm a minor, sir. I have security guards. They left that in my bag, sir. I did not pack my bag.
Well, we can get that all straightened out after the fact, okay?
thank you.
But until then, I have to put you in handcuffs until we figure this out.
Okay.
Okay, you understand that?
Can I call my mom or somebody?
We'll do that after.
Okay.
All right? Just turn around for me. Be cooperative. Everything's on video and audio surveillance. Plus, I'm on body cam. You understand?
During the airport arrest, Lil Meech made a concerted effort to play the "Do you know who I am?" card. He name-dropped 50 Cent in an effort to avoid difficulty while under pressure from the TSA rather than taking responsibility for his actions.
Do you have anything else on you at this point?
No, sir, I promise I don't.
Okay.
I'm an actor, sir.
No, I understand.
Man.
Do you have a concealed weapons permit or anything like
No,
that?
I don't, sir. They left that in my bag. My little brother's outside waiting for me, sir. I promise you, sir, that's not mine. I have security guards, sir. I'm sir.
Okay.
See how much jewelry I have on me? I went to private school. I'm a good kid, man.
He's saying that he's an actor and he has private security guards.
Does he have security weapons permission?
No, he doesn't have a.
Listen, sir, I just want to tell you.
His ID and everything's supposedly in the bag.
Listen, sir, I want to tell you 1 second. I fly every week, sir. I have security guards, and we're rushing to the airport. I have a premiere. I'm an actor. That's why I have a big chain. Me and 50 Cent have a TV show.
As you are already aware, 50 Cent enjoys drama like this. It was like adding gasoline to a fire when the fresh body cam footage of Lil Meech reportedly spying on his friend was released. With dubious photos and commentary, 50 immediately jumped on Instagram and clowned Big Meech and Lil Meech. But Big Meech's intervention was probably unexpected. 50 implied that Big Meech was a bad father, to which Big Meech responded with a subtle clap. With the comment, "Nothing can stop us," he shared a number of father-son pictures of himself and Lil Meech. "All the way up is us." That may have seemed innocuous at first, but it wasn't the end of it. There are rumors that Big Meech took action behind the scenes. According to industry sources, he clearly warned one of 50 Cent's long-standing associates to stop playing with my son or else, even if Big Meech isn't the kind to be tough on the internet, there is a noticeable change in intensity. According to reports, some producers involved with the BM series have retreated in an effort to defuse the situation before it gets out of hand. Don't forget that Big Meech's association with Rick Ross earlier this year is the source of all this intense emotion. Big Meech was accused of working with authorities under the First Step Act by 50, who were enraged by that alone. Big Meech's reduced sentence was linked to snitching, potentially through his associate Tammy Cowens, according to court documents that 50 even posted to support his accusations. This is where it becomes unclear, though, as there is no concrete proof in the case files that Big Meech aided the federal government. Legal experts claim that Big Meech's sentence was reduced because of updated sentencing rules, not because he snitched. In reality, he spent 27 of the 30 years. Additionally, Big Meech recently addressed the charges in a rare jail interview that leaked, which helped to further quell the allegations. He was very clear. It would have made national news by now if he had ever cooperated. The conflict between 50 and the Meeches is therefore based on personal jabs, snitching charges, and street repute and goes beyond online jokes. Furthermore, this conflict may be about to get serious quickly because Big Meech is now speaking out.
Hey, what, if I was ratting it to be on CNN, you know what I mean? You better believe it, my nigga. Yeah, be on CNN. You know, you got some people insinuate, oh, Big Meech telling on Mexicans. How? Look on Wikipedia. It'll tell you Daniel Correll out of L.A., he telling on me. Shit, you know, penitentiary rules is if you do not call a man hot or a rat or a snitch, or that he cooperating with the government without having paperwork to prove it. You know what I'm saying? If not, you get your bitch ass up top, you check in, or your car check you in. You know what I'm saying? You know, not supposed to send her, oh yeah, I think Big Meech hot. No, you don't think that. You show that, or you keep your opinion to yourself.
Furthermore, fans are utterly divided over this whole snitching scandal. On the one hand, individuals claim that 50 Cent went too far in calling Big Meech a rat, particularly considering that Meech spent nearly 30 years in prison without ever striking a deal. Others, however, are riding with 50 and contending that Big Meech's relationship with Rick Ross was disrespectful, particularly in light of all that 50 did for the Meech family while Big Meech was out of jail. Remember that in addition to keeping it afloat financially, 50 also helped Lil Meech get his start in acting by giving him the lead in BMF and helping him navigate the business. The assertion made by 50 that the entire dispute with Big Meech began out of jealousy is what really feeds the flames. It was claimed by 50 that Big Meech turned his back on both Lil Meech and himself because he couldn't tolerate how close they had become. 50 said in one of his angry posts on Instagram that Big Meech even stopped financially supporting Lil Meech out of retaliation. Even though 50 said that Meech Seoster was pushing Lil Meech to live a carefree life, 50 was the one who intervened as a true father figure. As Big Meech minimized the gravity of his son's actions, he claimed to be the one pushing Lil Meech to clean up and quit wasting money. 50 even revealed the BM set's backstage secrets. He said that Lil Meech's substance abuse reached a breaking point during filming and that he, not Big Meech, was responsible for ensuring Lil Meech received treatment. 50 mentioned Lil Meech in the article when she wrote, "I had to send Mimi to rehab during a weapons test." He also remembered that Meech was throwing up on set and that someone later discovered a cache of whippets in his truck. Before that point, 50 acknowledged he had no idea what whippets were, but after learning about them, he saw that the situation was far more terrible than anyone had previously believed. Looking back at some of those early interviews, Lil Meech consistently credited 50 with positively altering his life. Prior to 50 taking a chance on him, funding his acting studies, and essentially teaching him how to be a professional, he told about how he was totally lost. Following the public disclosure of everything, people are now questioning whether Big Meech was truly envious of 50 taking over. Or is 50 revealing too much about the family conflict to properly maintain his own story? In any case, there is more to this problem than snitching. It involves the messiest possible conflict between family, loyalty, and tradition.
He actually came and got me before I even knew I could even act at all, before acting was even a thought. My dad called me one day and told me that he wanted me to fly to Atlanta in his presence so I could meet 50 for the first time and see the first casting that he was doing. You know, so I flew out there and it was a line around the street. And the first time I met 50, you know, it was just genuine. And I sat by him and we actually got to watch people audition for a couple hours. And the next day he called me, 8 o'clock in the morning, woke me up. I'm like, damn, 50 calling me. So I answered the phone, he like, hey, what you think about going to acting classes? I want you to play your dad. And at first, you know, it sounded crazy, but of course, you know, I'm gonna do it. I'm not doing nothing, so of course I wanted to do it, you know.
According to accounts, Lil Meech went through the entire $5 million he received from BMF in just 3 years, wasting that enormous chance. It has been said that he spent it all on expensive jewelry, fashionable clothing, and flashy cars rather than making investments that would increase his wealth or position him for the future. No companies, No real estate, just flexing. And now, with all of this commotion, people are thinking that he made a huge mistake.
You charged me $200,000 just for this Cuban. This Cuban is like 1,100 grams. It's chunky, real big. I really can't have this on for longer than 3 or 4 hours. My neck started hurting. You know, you might find a regular Cuban for 50 or for 100 maybe, but you know, it's 200 just for a kilo.
What's the pendant cost?
3 just for the pendant. Right here, this is Antarctica. It's the big boy. This is Christine called it Antarctica. It's the chandelier that I might have seen DJ Khaled with this on. It's that big boy, you know.
How much is it gonna go?
Must acknowledge that 50 Cent has a point. It turned out this way after all he did for Lil Meech, essentially giving him a whole career and putting him on. However, things start to become unclear when it comes to the snitching claims. Meech's close associates are now accusing him of hypocrisy, claiming that he is quick to call some people snitches while ignoring others with similar behavior. They claim that 50 only selects people based on their current loyalty to him rather than any actual code.
Do you think Big Meech like told on somebody to get out, snitched, did anything extra?
No. Let me tell you why. Big Meech's paperwork is public records. There is no proof that Big Meech said, hey, bust him, bust him, bust him. Now, the situation with the lady Tammy, the female that he cool with or whatever, mess with whatever, I was having an argument with somebody about this last night. Now, if we go by prison rules and standards, Big Meech didn't sit down with the agents and say, hey, my bro gonna go ahead and settle boy up for me, so make sure y'all give me the credit. So we couldn't make a move on him because his name not in the paperwork for saying, authorizing this. Now, what she did, what would happen, the killers, the homies would be like, well, listen, bro, she your people, she did that with your name on it, so you gotta have her hit. You gotta either have her killed, or you gotta bring a move to her because she implicated your name, or the people got your name, your BMF, whatever, in this situation. You gotta handle this. So I was telling him, I said, bro, this is one of them situations where he had a ride or die. She jumped on him like, I'm gonna get him out here by any means. And you know, I say now, we can't just up and say this. You know, people be like, common sense, well man, did they have that talk? I don't know. So I don't think, you know, I got my own situation, so I don't really think that for into nobody else's situation anyway, but I do my little content. Yeah. But if, you see, you know, it's selective politics and it's selective who they gonna call a rat or who they not gonna call a rat in this industry. So we've been.
Did 50 Cent fabricate the claim that Big Meech was a rat simply because he dated Rick Ross? That is the true question now. Or was it all ego and spite? Rather than any actual documentation, it appears that the Ross connection was the main catalyst for 50. Additionally, many are questioning whether 50 went too far after Big Meech allegedly threatened to punish him if he didn't stop talking about his son. Although he has a reputation for trolling, it's possible that he crossed a limit that even he can't get beyond with a joke.
Another public act of foolishness and embarrassment by BMF. I mean, when are you guys gonna realize that this is not the same 50 Cent that you guys were dealing with when he got shot up 9 times? You know what I mean? This is not the same 50 Cent that you would have been dealing with back then. No. You're dealing with a whole different 50 Cent. This 50 is probably close to hitting a B, that capital B. You know what I mean? On his way to that. Yeah, bro, he's got Navy SEALs around him. He's got David Goggins level type, you know what I mean? Military type dudes around him, bro. Like higher level than that. You know, he's probably got ex-Green Berets and all type of stuff in around him in his security. So pulling up is not gonna do anything. Like you're not gonna win that. It's even more unwinnable than it was beforehand. You know what I mean? It's even more unwinnable now. Y'all just look upset. Y'all look pressed that 50 was like, oh, I'm not doing the thing anymore. He's not gonna do that BMF with y'all anymore because you snaked him out. He lent his hand out to help Lil Meech, you know, to help Big Meech's family. And what does he get in return? What does he get in return? He gets snaked. Right? They bit the hand that fed them, and they deserve everything that they're getting now. You know, all of this embarrassment, you know, everyone talking about Lil Meech was going broke. Yeah. I mean, this is what you get when you bite the hand that feeds you. What did you expect? BMF's glory days been over. Y'all been cooked. 50 brought y'all back to life. Let's talk about it. 50 brought y'all back to life. You feel me? Like, he arose y'all corpses from the dead. He resurrected you. You know what I mean? He had the capabilities. He had the capabilities to resurrect you. You know? And what did y'all do? Y'all spat on that. Y'all lost that opportunity. You know? And you're not gonna get it again. You're not gonna get an opportunity like that again. There's not gonna be someone else trying to help BMF anymore. Everyone else is gonna look at y'all like, okay, if they snaked out the one person who actually literally went out of his way to help them, then yeah, they're probably not trustworthy people to do business with. You know, they're already criminals, and they're already, you know what I mean? Like, they're already on a fraud empire. So yeah, nah, we ain't doing business with those dudes because yeah, they snake 50. So we know we know they're snakes, you know? First chance, the enemy's dropping a bag on y'all are dipping. And allegedly, Lil Meech ratted on his homeboy. This is alleged, but this is what we're hearing. Right? So you're snaking out even your own boys. That's crazy. Right? And now it's like, oh, we're trying to pull up. Like, no, bro, don't try to act tough now. Nah, just accept the fact that it's over. You're done. You know what I mean? That whole legacy. Yeah, bro, say goodbye. Say goodbye. You know, it's all gonna be of the past. Ain't gonna be no more great films covering. No. That's all dead. The moment that y'all decided that y'all were gonna turn y'all backs and bite the hand that fed y'all, and that y'all were gonna betray 50 Cent's loyalty. Disgusting. Disgusting, disloyal, dishonorable behavior. You know, just pathetic. You hate to see it. You hate to see other black men do this to each other. But this is the world we live in. This is the world we live in. You got to be really careful about who you extend yourself out to. You really do. You can't try to help everyone, because there's going to be some people that, okay, they're going to be good. You know, you help them and they're going to be grateful. They'll never turn their back on you. They're going to be loyal forever. But then there's going to be a lot of people who, if an opportunity comes and they feel like, okay, this is more beneficial at the moment, even though it's only short-term gratification, it's that instant gratification. It's only short-term. You're not going to have, this is not going to be anything with longevity to it. You understand? You're getting a short-term bag. They're going to take that. You know, they're going to hop right on that, because that's how we've been programmed as a people. And that's a real problem. You know, that's a real problem with the black community. That's a real problem, which is that, you know, the whole back door. Yeah, no, that needs to stop. That needs to be abolished. You understand? We need to eliminate that. You know, that backdoor culture. Oh yeah, I'm gonna snake him out. I'm backdooring, bro. You gotta watch that back door. Yeah, you gotta watch that back door when you're dealing with people who look like me, because they're willing to snake you out a lot of times if they feel like there's a come up that they could get more quickly, or if they feel like they can get out of a certain situation by saying this or saying that. Right? They're willing to take that. They're willing to sell their people down the river. We have to end that. That's not something that we can allow to continue. Right? Or us as a people will never prosper. We will always maintain in this this order out of chaos doctrine. We will always maintain within that cycle. It's a chaotic cycle, and it's systematic. It's meant to be that way. That's how it's all set up. But we have to break that. You know, you have to break that curse. And the only way to break that is to have community and have people actually working together, you know, and uplifting each other, right? So we can actually get to a good goal, to a good destination. But we're not reaching that. This type of stuff is not getting us anywhere. When someone tries to help you out and then you decide that you're going to disregard that, because you think there's a short-term benefit. Well, what that does is that makes people not want to help each other out in the future. That sets a precedent, a very nasty precedent, that people are not going to want to help each other out in the future. People are going to be even more self-serving. People are going to be even more selfish, you know, even more self-centered, right? This is not something that we want to see, bro. This is already a bad enough thing in our community. We don't want to see more of this. You know, we're already separate enough, right? So I'm on 50's side with this, 100%. Like, this was just stupid. Why would you guys do that? Like, why? Why in the world would you do that? Why would you work with Rick Ross? Why would you link up with Rick Ross? What could Ricky do for you? You know what I mean? Other than, what, okay, y'all gonna chill on an island or something for a little bit? Or what, you gonna be on a yacht with Rick Ross for a little bit and that's it, bro? That's it. You know? That's it, bro. You get a bag, that's it. And then that's over. You know, there's not gonna be anything, like I said, there's no longevity to a situation like that. One and done. You know, that's over now. You understand? Y'all benefiting from that is over now. The money that y'all probably got from that has got to be drying up the way Lil Meech was splurging, because that boy was splurging like he really had motion. He was splurging like he really did something without like 50 Cent didn't make his whole career. Bro was splurging like he earned it on his own. He was splurging like he was self-made. No, boy, you got that handout. You got that handout, my dog, and you started splurging, and now it's over, dog. It's over for you, dog. You're never gonna be able to get that back. Nah, you know? And I think this is exactly where they deserve to be. You know, this is exactly where disloyalty, dishonor, and backstabbing, backdooring, and betraying people that did everything to help you out when they didn't need to. This is where that lands you. It lands you in a negative place. It lands you nowhere. You understand? Far back from where you started, right? Far behind. This is a lesson to everyone. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Don't do that. Don't be an idiot. It's a simple concept, actually. When you think about it, right? Like, it's actually very straightforward. Just don't be just have some morals about yourself. Maybe not be morally bankrupt about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you guys think about everything that was mentioned in this video? Allegedly, Lil Meech and them pulling up, looking for problems, right? Meech ratting on his homeboy. The disloyalty, the backstabbing, the backdooring, and the betrayal. Are you on BMF's side? Are you a BMF glazer? Or can you look at the situation realistically and see where someone is really at fault? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications if you want to see more content. It snows right here. Tuning out. Be easy, y'all.